Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Inside Tamriel. As always, I'm your host, Guardiangamer, and let's get to the news. In the last episode I talked about Craglorn, the first content update coming out later this month. ZeniMax decided to give a Q&A to answer some of the questions that people have been spreading around the internet. I have a link in the description down below so you can check out, but here are two or three that I thought were important. 1. Will Craglorn allow all the alliances to meet up, or will they each be in separate instances? ZeniMax says that each alliance will have an identical version of Craglorn, but will never meet each other. This is similar to how they act in Cold Harbor. For trials, people have asked if they can still complete the trial even if they go past the timer. ZeniMax says that you can complete the trials just like you were completing a regular dungeon. The timer is only there for people who are trying to compete on the leaderboards. You will still get a fair amount of loot from the bosses that you kill. One of the bigger issues was the limited number of resurrections that were in trials as well. Right now, ZeniMax says that the maximum they're allowing for each group is 60. However, that might change depending on difficulty levels. It might get smaller or larger. They'll just have to change it as things progress. I talked about last episode the Celestials, the main focus of the Craglorn DLC. ZeniMax has confirmed that the Celestials will be based off the lore in the previous Elder Scrolls games. The lore in Craglorn will expand upon what we already know and provide an interesting backstory for the entire DLC. With the news out of the way, let's head on over to the Webajet campaign on the North American server for PvP. As you can see behind me here, Daggerfall troops are trying to take Fort Aswell from the Ebonheart Pact. Things are getting pretty heated and the main keep is about to break down, so let's quickly try to go over the past few days' events. As of Sunday, April 13th, the three factions were relatively equal in their holdings in Cyrodiil. Daggerfall Covenant had a bit more land and used that to their advantage, taking almost all of the Elder Scrolls. After losing their Elder Scrolls, both the Ebonheart Pact and Aldmeri Dominion spent most of their time trying to push Daggerfall back to try to reclaim their stolen Elder Scrolls. By midnight, Daggerfall only had Fort Rails and Warden, with Glatemist stuck in a three-way brawl. From a post on the ESO subreddit, in the early hours of Monday morning, the Aldmeri Dominion actually managed to retake one of their Elder Scrolls from the Covenant. However, on their way back to their base, they somehow dropped it in a river of lava. People from all three sides tried to capture the scroll, only to die half a second later in the lava. While the scroll was later reset, it just goes to show that the Webajet campaign truly lives up to its name. By Monday afternoon, Daggerfall had managed to take back Glatemist, Ash, and Aswell, and continue to push back Dominion and Ebonheart Pact forces until Daggerfall effectively owned Cyrodiil. It then continued to own most of the forts even through Tuesday, with only Ebonheart troops slipping past to take Fort Aswell. By nightfall, Daggerfall Covenant hold all the Elder Scrolls except for one. For the most part, it seems that the Dominion and Pact do not have the troops to deal with Covenant assaults during the week, and it seems, if things stay true to course, the Webajet campaign will end with the Daggerfall being victorious. Alright everyone, and with that we're done with the show. That's all the news that we have for you today, but be sure to stay tuned here for any news in the coming weeks. I will also be posting soon some instructional videos about how to take forts, how to craft, and much more, so stick tuned, and until next time, I'm Guardiangamer, and good night.